All right, so we're diving deep today into something pretty fascinating, I think.
Absolutely.
We've got 4 chapters from the Bible that we're going to be looking at. Deuteronomy 4, Psalm 15, Luke 17, and Acts 23.
Quite the spread.
Yeah, and on the surface, they seem...
Yeah, different.
Yeah, they seem pretty different.
Yeah.
But our source material is hinting that there's like a hidden connection running through all of them.
A common thread.
Yeah, a common thread, and that's what we're here to uncover today.
Yeah, that's the mission.
That's the mission of our deep dive.
It is.
So I guess to kind of kick things off, why don't we start with Deuteronomy? What stands out to you about Deuteronomy 4?
Well, what I think is so fascinating about Deuteronomy is that it really sets the stage for everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay.
It's Moses, giving his final speech to the Israelites before they enter the Promised Land.
Right.
And it's this powerful call to obedience.
Mm.
Righteousness here is all about following the law.
Yeah.
Every single rule, every single statute. It's like, here's the blueprint.
That's exactly it.
Stick to it and you'll be good.
You'll be set. You'll be blessed.
Yeah, you'll be righteous.
Exactly.
Okay, so then we move on from Deuteronomy and we go to Psalm 15.
Yes.
And it seems like the focus shifts a little bit.
It does.
How so?
Well, in Deuteronomy, it was all about what you do right. Follow the rules.
Mm-hmm.
But in Psalm 15, it becomes more about who you are.
Okay.
It's about integrity. It's about honesty. It's about fairness.
So it's those inner qualities.
Precisely. It's about your character, not just your actions.
So Deuteronomy is outward obedience. And then Psalm 15 kind of takes us inward.
Takes us inward, exactly.
Yeah, asking, okay, what kind of person lives this way?
Right.
Like, what does their heart look like?
Yeah, what's motivating them?
Yeah.
What's behind the actions?
Okay, so we've got the rules, and we've got these inner qualities.
Right.
So now let's fast forward to the New Testament.
Okay.
We get to Luke chapter 17.
Luke 17.
Jesus is on the scene now.
Yeah.
And he's teaching about forgiveness.
Faith, humility.
Yeah. This is where it gets really interesting.
It does.
Because those aren't just actions, those are attitudes.
Right.
Dispositions of the heart.
Like he's saying, okay, righteousness isn't about being perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's about recognizing your flaws and extending that same grace that you need to other people.
Exactly. And it's connected to faith too, right?
Right.
This radical trust in something beyond yourself.
But not a blind faith.
No, not a blind faith.
The one that's active.
Active, alive.
Moving.
Right.
Okay, so we've gone from outward obedience
Right.
to those inner qualities like integrity and honesty to now grace and humility and faith.
Yeah.
And then we get to Acts 23.
Okay.
We've got Paul.
Yep.
And he's facing persecution, but he's still standing firm in his faith.
Yes, and I think that's where we see righteousness really in action.
Okay.
It's about resilience. It's about courage.
It's not giving up.
Not giving up. He's standing up for what he believes, even when it's hard, even when it's dangerous.
Even when it could cost him his life.
Exactly.
It's like he's saying, okay, I've got the rules. I'm striving for that inner integrity.
Right.
I'm offering forgiveness and leaning on my faith.
Mm-hmm.
But what does it look like when the rubber meets the road?
Yeah. What does it look like in the real world when you're facing opposition?
Yeah. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've gone from this very strict law-based view of righteousness to something.
Way more.
Yeah, much more nuanced, much more complex.
Absolutely.
And I think what's so amazing is that all of these threads,
They're all there
they're all interwoven throughout the entire Bible.
throughout the whole story.
It's not like a simple, this is what it is and that's it.
Right.
It's an unfolding.
Yeah, it's a giant.
Yeah, and it's a process.
It's a process of becoming.
So we've covered a lot. But what I keep coming back to is this. If righteousness is more than just following rules,
Right.
how do we navigate the gray areas of life?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is.
Because life is messy. It's not always black and white.
Where does grace and mercy fit in?
Yeah, where'd those fit in?
How do we balance truth and compassion?
Big questions.
Big questions. But I think that's something that all of us have to grapple with.
I agree.
And I hope that this deep dive has given you some things to ponder.
Some food for thought.
Yeah, as you continue on your own journey.
Absolutely.
So what resonates most with you from these passages?
Yeah, that's what I'd love for you to think about